Good afternoon. Driving home, stuck in traffic, time to talk changelings. Our topic for today, Seelie versus Unseelie. Now, this is something that's already within my own gaming group come up in a lot of the discussions, and I think there's a lot of clarity that needs to be given about what Seelie and Unseelie are. People tend to try to think of it as good and evil, and that is very much how the Seelie would like you to look at it in a lot of ways. But it's not the truth. It's not what it actually is. In some ways, you can try to say that it's law and chaos, which, again, might be a little bit accurate, but isn't completely accurate again. What it most certainly is, at least symbolically, is light and dark. And coming from that, you also have the idea that the Seelie are, as a whole, selfless, and the Unseelie are selfish. Now that does kind of fill into what I've just said about law and chaos, but it's also worth remembering that before the Sundering, Fae changed their predominant court along with the seasons. Now, what I'm saying is that they would be Unseelie in the autumn and winter, and Seelie in the spring and summer. It's not set in stone what a Fae is. Very much like they can move back and forth between the different seemings, from Childer to Wildling to Grump, it is possible for a Fae to shift from Seelie to Unseelie. Now, when we start talking about the courts, that's slightly different, because that is a membership to a group. So obviously a lot of groups don't like you going and signing up with the other side, or hanging out with the other side, or whatever it might be. So the courts is slightly different. But when we're actually talking about when a Fae describes themselves as Seelie or Unseelie, and some Fae, particularly older Fae, may even move between this. And it doesn't even have to be a seasonal thing. You may have a Fae that is a bit of an oddity that moves between one and the other weekly, or monthly, or every third Tuesday. Who knows? It could be anything. But what you're looking at is a set of ideals that are portrayed. The Seelie are said to be more selfless. They are said to be more cause-oriented. They are said to uphold chivalry. Now, the one that I really want to kind of drill in on is that cause focus. Now, Seelie are said to be cause-focused. Unseelie are said to be individually focused. Now, it's really, really, really worth highlighting that it doesn't matter what the cause is. You could have a Unseelie troll whose cause is saving orphans. You could have a Seelie, she, whose cause is saving orphans. The difference is intent. And this is something that's come into play with the changelings before. It's their intent. The Seelie she is saving those orphans because it's the right thing to do for those orphans. It's the cause. It is what the orphans need to happen, so they're going to do it. The Unseelie troll is doing the exact same thing, but he's doing it because he knows saving orphans will get him recognition. In the end, they're both saving orphans. Can you really call either one of those evil? No. By the same token, you could have a Seelie troll whose mission is to eradicate all Slua. And you could have a Unseelie ogre whose mission is to eradicate all Slua. The Seelie's reasoning is the Slua are evil and dangerous and scary, and the world will be better off if we get rid of the Slua. The ogre's motivation is, I really don't like Slua, and I really want to kill them. Is either one of those actually any more noble than the other? Not particularly, especially when you take into account that not all Slua are pure evil incarnate. Yes, they look terrifying. Yes, they are incarnations of darkness, but darkness and evil are not the same. So, it's really worth considering that you can play, going to a D&D term, any alignment as Seelie or Unseelie, really. You know, some of the alignments might be a little bit hard to pull off in one or the other, but it's possible. It's a matter of what drives you to do what you do, not what you actually do. And even the idea that the Seelie are more honorable than the Unseelie, I find a little bit odd. They probably talk about honor a lot more than the Unseelie, but in a lot of cases the Unseelie are just as honorable, just maybe not as ostensibly. You also have the perceptions that the Seelie have a much easier time bringing others to their side, to their cause. The Seelie are, and now we are moving a little bit more to talking about the courts. The court of the Seelie is known as the Shining Court, the Golden Court, you know, the Court of Light. And especially with the current king, King Tyrannus, it's all a show. You know, they are your tall, beautiful, bleach blonde, fashionable, beautiful people. You know, the King of Light and Illusion is not going to let some night hag sit at the front of the room. If a night hag is even let into the room for any reason, they're shoved in the back next to the waiter's station. And then they're put well out of sight of the king. Because that's not the image that his court wants to portray. They want to portray themselves as everything that is light and happy and good and smiling and beautiful. And sometimes that means that if there is a night hag that really wants to join the court, the king makes a face and someone takes her out back and hacks her head off. Because, what would it do if he let a night hag into the court? The court of light and beauty with a night hag there? Come on. It's just uncouth. And the thing is, he's still Seelie. Because his intention is to portray this beautiful image of his court. It's not about him. It's about his court. And that they need to, as a whole, portray an image of happiness and beauty. And a night hag does not portray that image. Now, because of that, the Seelie court has a reputation for being duplicitous. They say one thing and mean another. Now, this is kind of interesting when you also pair together the fact that they're supposed to be the court that's all about chivalry. But that comes into play when you start thinking about the fact that chivalry is following a set of rules. But when your king is the one who has set the rules, he can set them to a specific standard. You can't lie to a Seelie. You can't cheat a Seelie. You have to be nice to a Seelie. Oh, well, you want to kick that Unseelie knocker? Well, I mean, they're not really people anyway, so just don't do it where other people can see you. That's their code of chivalry. They are your genteel, refined, close the door and do it in the back room where no one can see you, court. Now, the Unseelie are everything that the Seelie are not. The Unseelie will allow anyone admission. They are the dark court. They are sometimes called the court of nightmares. The shadow court. Now, the shadow court, I am very aware, in Changling is a specific thing. But even so, the Unseelie court sometimes gets tarred with that name, even when it's not accurate. In a lot, as a PR campaign by the Seelie. Because the Seelie want people to believe that the Unseelie are monsters. And it's not the truth. They're just not the beautiful people. Some of them are actually monsters. I suppose I have to say, that is true. They do have actual, honest, flying wing bat creature squid monsters. Yeah, okay, fine, they do. But they're not bad people, Just because you're a monster doesn't mean you can't be a good person. And, yeah, they're a bit more personally oriented than the Seelie. They're out for themselves. But guess what? A lot of people are out for themselves. I mean, it's not really that unusual, is it? And the Unseelie are also very much known for being often too honest. Yeah, a lot of the Unseelie recognize, you know what? Some people really like hurting people. Some people really like killing people. Some people just really like blood and sex and fighting and eating and all of those other things that you're not supposed to talk about. But we're going to be honest. We like those things. So we're going to do them because we like them. And if you don't like it, don't come to our parties. And that's very much the way that the Unseelie function. They're not evil. Some of them are quite sadistic. Some of them are quite dark. But they understand who they are. You also have some of them that you would look at and think that they do absolutely horrible things if you don't look at the reasoning behind it. You know, you've got the Sluagh that his job is to hunt down oath breakers and slit their throats in the night. Well, this guy's a mass murderer. He's killed thousands. He sneaks into people's bedrooms and slits their throats while they sleep. He's horrible. Well, no. The Dreaming has given him a job. He is to hunt down oath breakers and kill them. And he may or he may not enjoy it. But whether he enjoys it or not isn't really the thing. Because it's his job, and he's going to do a damn good job of it. And he's not going to do a good job of it because, he wants to do right for everyone else. No, he's going to do a good job of it because that's his reputation. If he doesn't do a good job of it, everyone's going to know that he's a screw-up. So it serves his own personal interests to go out there and kill those oath breakers. I'm going to leave it there now because, as you probably noticed for the last couple of minutes, I have gotten where I'm going. I'll be back in the morning with some more. Have a great evening. Like, subscribe, and enjoy.